Hey, all of you, especially you. I just want you to listen to the soothing sounds of our voices while we start this amazing podcast.
Let's go.
Welcome back to the In Progress Podcast, where we tell you useless shit that you need to listen, always listen, never forget, and progress with us while we're always not progressing, and we lie. We lie to ourselves and lie to our fans. We're never progressing. We're staying in the same spot always.
Dang, that was interesting, man.
Had to let out a lot of steam there. Just kidding. We are progressing. In progress.
If you like that little intro there, just leave a comment. You know, tell us that Logo should just keep doing the intros because hey, it's a lot better than "What's up, guys?" But yeah, welcome back to the In Progress Podcast, where we talk about anything and everything, basically whatever's on our mind. So, Logo, tell me what's on your mind today,
bro. I can't get right now. What's on my mind is my stomach hurts. My stomach hurts from eating shit food all the time.
Oh my gosh! Speaking of eating, we ate. We did another snack time, a little snack time.
Snack time with Jeff Guy.
Snack time.
Dude, that should be the name of that. Snack time.
It's called eating foreign snacks, where we basically just eat all these kind of foreign snacks. Yeah, basically self-explanatory. But we just ate some Canadian snacks. So if that's not out yet, look forward to that. I guess it's interesting, but it's definitely we had some.
Would you say any of that was healthy?
No.
You know how we've been trying to progress being healthy. No, I will say
it's not really working out.
It's not working out because we have so much food that we got to eat. That there's no good food that's like, whoa, it's wacky good food. It's always just this like, it's terrible for you. I won't lie about it. It's always terrible. Yeah. So these snack crates are really killing us, but they're cool.
Yeah, I like legit. I know we don't talk about it in there, but I love just like trying all these different kind of food, and we don't even have to go to the country to try this stuff.
Yeah. It's like smoking. Like smoking's cool. Like you're sitting there, you're like,
don't smoke, kids.
You're like smoking, but it's not good for you. But it's cool.
I mean, that's really almost anything. This is like really, is anything really good for you?
Yeah. I mean, even wearing a hat, it's not good for you.
Yeah.
Because you'll go bald. Is that true? I have no idea. That's why I was told.
I've heard that was false.
Really?
Yeah. When I heard that was false, I started wearing hats more. And I don't know for people that actually know me, I'm always wearing a hat. Like legit throughout college, when I found out like I can wear a hat in school, I was wearing one 24/7 every day. And in high school, they're like, take the hat off. I'm like, well, screw you. I don't like you anyway.
Yeah. I remember being in high school, you couldn't wear a hat because that's a way to cheat.
I don't know if we've talked about this before, but I love it when they say, "Oh, get ready for college. It's gonna be insane. It's gonna be crazy."
Yeah.
And we're just like,
okay,
professors are just like, all right, do whatever you want. I don't care.
I can remember we had a teacher. Actually, both of us had that teacher in the same classroom, and she was just she was really what's the correct word I'm looking for? A bitch.
Are you talking about the Metatone?
That one too.
Oh.
You know, all of them.
We had a few.
We had a few.
Yeah.
Respect your teachers, kids.
Yes.
Unless they're a bitch.
Yeah.
But anyway, she kept telling us, they're going to eat you alive in college. Kind of like how you were saying, basically we're screwed in college. Yeah. I mean, if you count me just sitting there doing nothing in college every day and getting good grades for just freaking being an asshole, yeah. Because I go to class and the teacher, like my first day, my professor was like, what time is it? And I was like, what is he talking about? And of course, he seemed really chill, but I was kind of afraid my first day because of those PTSDs started coming back. Right. So then one of the little teacher's pet was like, "It's 8:03, sir," and he's like, "Oh, legit." This was his words. "It's fucking early."
Dang.
And I just stared, and he's like, "Y'all do whatever you want."
Yeah.
And he legit sat back, started pulling out papers, like his stuff he had. He's like, "I never did this last night." He starts doing his like paperwork, whatever. I'm just sitting there staring. And I'm like, and legit, I'm scared to death because I'm thinking this guy's going to eat me alive. And then he's like, "Y'all go around the room and introduce yourselves." And we started talking. Dude, I felt so relaxed. And then the next class, I was even more relaxed and just kept getting more and more relaxed. I'm like, this is easy.
Yeah.
My grades in high school were terrible.
College,
dude. I'm not smart. But man, I felt smart in college because I just did nothing and got good grades. Like in real life, you do what you're told. Like you go to a job and they tell you, "Hey, I need you to paint this wall." Paint the wall? All right, here's money. That's it. me sitting there writing in clean cursive and me, yes, ma'am. Let me get you
Dude,
this,
I think
ma'am.
that shows you that that it shows you not to basically, what's the word I'm trying to say? Like hold people back. Like in high school, they're like, you're always getting on to, you can't do this, can't do that, and thus we can't express our creative freedom.
Yeah.
But now in college, it's just like you do whatever you want.
You notice that the most creative people are the ones that make the money. And that, I'm not saying creative as in like artwork. I'm saying creative like look at Microsoft and like Apple. Creative minds. They're like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking make a phone that has no buttons. Apple, Microsoft, all these people. And I'm about to make a fucking Xbox. Back in the day, people were like, this is stupid. But look at that. Stupid ideas.
This thing talks to me?
Yeah. I mean, like,
I can talk to it.
Hey Siri, see, bam. Don't really listen to me, Siri. But anyway, it's the future is the weird. The future is the weird because eventually the weirds are going to become normal. Now there are some weirds that need to stay away. We're not going to talk about those. But high school, I'm sorry, really dampened my dreams for the future. High school made me feel like I was inadequate for everything. It made me feel like I was never going to go anywhere. Honestly, I wish I would have taken high school more seriously in the work aesthetic.
Right.
But with the teachers, I wish I would have not taken them seriously.
We didn't really get that many good teachers. I'm probably, for me, a couple. Maybe three.
This is what really pisses me off is I've respected my teachers so much, and I was like, these people went to school for this. These people know what they're talking about. The teachers I had were literally students' moms that had nothing better to do. And they would come in the classroom and they're like, I know everything. 2 + 2 is 4, bitch, and I'm the one who is right. You're the one who's wrong. I'm only here to make myself look better.
And it's like because the board, or whoever's in charge, is like, oh yeah, you can get a job.
Oh, we go to church together. You can come on. You can be my teacher.
Get on down here.
Come on down here. Come on, teach these kids, even though you don't know what.
Yeah, I don't know, but what I liked about like college, dude, it's like I went into film, and my professor, dude, like he was like the chillest. Like it took me so long to get used to it because I literally just came out of high school and I went to college, and they definitely broke the ice. Like when I first talked to my professor. When I first met him, I felt like I knew him for a while. Like he was all chilling, laid back, and he was like, "Yeah, we do this, do that. Well, you know how we just chilling." I don't know. Like it was like I'm like, this is so cool. And then they definitely broke the ice when one professor was just like dropping F-bombs and cussing out the students. But
that actually made me feel okay. Made me feel like he was down to earth and a human.
Yeah, and he legit made me like. It took me time to get used to it because I was even like in college. You can have like 40-year-olds, you know, you can have like any age. So it took me time to get used to people that's hanging out, people that's not my age. But it made me realize that everybody's the same. You know, like we're all just trying to make it out here, just trying to live life. It doesn't age is just a number.
I do remember whenever because I went to 2 different colleges. When I went to my next college,
a little stud over here.
Thank you. Anyway, I went to another college, and of course, I was in a very different area. This time, I went somewhere far away to go to college, and I was so freaking nervous because, of course, it's a culture shock to me. I'm not in my normal habitat of these normal places.
Would that be considered a culture shock if it's still in the same culture?
It was a different because where I live, it's a whole bunch of these kind of people, but up there, they talk very clean and crisp. No slang, no nothing.
No accent, really.
Yes, it was very different. And they ate. I mean, like not ate different, but their foods were different. They acted different. Everything was so different. And
they walked different.
They even looked different. But I went to. Now I don't condone drinking underage. I was not underage. I was the correct age.
But
I was stressed out my first day.
Your first day.
First day. I was stressed out. Only because I was in a new place. And I didn't have any friends. I had nothing. So I was like, let me go drive around town for a little bit. Drove around town, and I found this bar that was like really popping. So I went in, and I sat down alone. And I was just like, hey, what's good on the menu? And I'm not much of a beer drinker. He's like, oh, drink beer. And I'm like, okay, I'll drink a beer. So they gave me like this weird, like, they make their own craft beer or whatever. And I was like, this sucks. Next thing I know, I see a man right beside me. He's like, this beer sucks, don't it? And I turn and look, and it was one of my professors. I stared so hard at him. Okay, at that time, I was not supposed to be drinking because I played soccer. Our coach never allowed us to drink beer or anything, and he said if we got caught, we're kicked out.
Oh yeah,
because it was one of those kind of colleges. And I stared, and I'm like, oh, my life is ruined. He goes, everybody needs a drink sometimes. He goes, how old are you? At the time, I was 21, and he's like, you can tell me any age, I don't care. He goes, I'm here to drink and have a good time. He goes, and we sat there and we talked all night long.
That's a cool professor.
Best professor ever. Got in his class the next day, acted like it never happened. But we had that silent friendship.
Silent respect.
I wasn't a suck up, but it felt good to have somebody who knows how stressful it is. Because he even knew how stressed out I was. And the next time I went to his class, he made it to where I wasn't stressed out because he got everybody in that mood to feel one in the same classroom.
Yeah. Professors, dude, are like the right professor.
Yeah.
Because like for my professor, it was for the major I was going into, and legit that like I would have like 2 classes that day, and after class, I would literally just stay in class until I went home or went to work, and I would just chill in class, and we'll like hang around, or we'll like go and grab something to eat and then come back, and even sometimes we'll pick up something for the professor. I would sometimes even ride with the professor, and like at the time it was just like I'm like, am I legit riding with my professor right now? Like this is like
weird.
It feels really weird, but then I like close to the end it got more normal.
Yeah,
and it's like I'm like, yo, this is actually kind of cool.
Kind of dope. Yeah.
And when they say like college is like the best time of your life, I'm like, man, come on. But like legit, even though I feel like I didn't experience as much as I could, because I didn't go to a university, I went to a community college. But I went to a 2-year college, and I went 3 years. Don't know how that happened. I think I just didn't want to leave. But it's I did have fun.
Yeah,
So,
I will say that
go to college, kids.
Yeah.
Just you're gonna lose a lot of money though.
I will
Just
say,
saying.
yeah, you will lose a lot of money. The work is work, whatever. Work is always work.
Go for the experience.
Yeah, definitely go for the experience because it lets you learn more about the world, that the world's not completely shit, or it may show you the world is completely shit. Depends on your.
Yeah, it's because I feel like I'm glad I did not go straight to work after I graduated, because I would probably just like hate life, depending on the job I got.
Yeah, college was definitely a very different experience. I loved it. I loved college, even though I'm not much of a school reading whatever person.
Yeah.
I loved college, even though some of the work was kind of interesting.
Remember that Asher Roth song? I love college. we used to sing that like in 8th grade.
Bro, I will tell you this though.
School.
College versus high school. College was so much better because I can
100 times better.
Yeah, I can remember in high school, the same high school we both went to. There was a little bit of an occurrence that happened with the principal. He got fired for having an affair with one of the teachers.
Who didn't have an affair there?
I know every teacher was honestly fucking the next guy over or the next girl over. I mean, it was always a big circle. And
or drugs.
And come to find out, I figured this out whenever I got out of high school and I was like in the middle of college. I figured out that school and a few of the neighboring places, they had a ring of people that would just swap up wives.
Dang, bro, these schools kind of messed up.
And even some churches.
Oh, dang, these churches messed up.
And come to find out, the pastor of a church that I knew about was in on it. And he would keep his mouth shut. And
dude, that reminds me of the Devil All the Time movie. Just came out on Netflix with Robert Pattinson, Tom Holland, some other guy.
I saw the preview for that. It looks pretty good.
It reminds me of that because Robert Pattinson played that kind of preacher. But maybe a little worse. I don't know.
Bro, but I know that still is going on to this day. Yeah, I know the people in it. And if you're listening to this, I know your dirty little secret.
Ooh, interesting.
Also, I even have messages on my phone, on my old phone, of people knowing that I know about it.
Oh, shoot.
Because I exposed them.
Yo, you got that blackmail?
I got blackmail.
Oh, dang.
Blackmail. But that's what our high school was. Our high school was a bunch of ignorant pricks who were trying to be teachers or not professors, trying to be something they're not, trying to relive and make themselves greater by being hateful to kids.
Did I ever tell you about that when I yelled at that sub?
Yeah, I think you mentioned something about it, but I
don't know if I said it on the podcast.
No, you never said it on the podcast.
No, but okay. If I have, I'm sorry, but if I haven't, all right, listen up. But no, basically, the thing with me, the older I've always been like this, but as when like an adult yells at you, like when you're like younger, like you think something, but you don't really say it, even though you really want to, and you don't have that urge, like to just like say it. And I would never do it. The older I got, the more I started doing it more.
Yeah, don't disrespect.
Yeah, don't disrespect
unless they're an asshole.
Then disrespect. No, but Dr. Disrespect. Then I became a senior in high school, and that's when I really just didn't care. I was like, I'm finally 18. I can, I can drop out if I wanted to. But legit, the first day of senior year too, I just wanted to. I'm like, oh, already? Come on, I want to leave. But no, we had a substitute teacher one day in a class, obviously, and I don't know. There was like she thought I was cheating because I came and we had to use laptops, and apparently they thought I was cheating because I got the laptop that apparently somebody else used through lunch, and I was just a coincidence that I happened to get that laptop. So they were seeing it. They would just not give up that I was cheating, and I'm like, there's no way you can cheat on here. I'm not cheating, and I told them this, and so she like wrote that down and stuff, and then. So we got up and we're like waiting for the bell to ring, and she said something. I'm like made a joke. I'm like, oh, should I take the laptop out of my book bag? Like I was stealing it and stuff. And she's like, do you want to talk to Miss So and So, and which is like the principal at the time? And I'm just like, and that's when I'm just like, and she like earlier like she was just like yell at me and stuff. And the thing with me is I can respect you. I don't care who you are. I will respect you. But once you disrespect me and start yelling at me, I'm not listening. I'm not taking that crap. I don't care who you are.
It's supposed to be a professional position,
right?
And how do I don't exactly know, because there are I won't lie, there are asshole kids. There are some kids definitely. Who are assholes, but also you're in a position higher than these kids. You need to have your head on straight 24/7.
Right. And I guess she was used to bad kids too, but I even had her as a sub in another class, and I was always quiet.
Yeah.
And she even knew that, so I was like, I was good. So, but it's like once you set me off, I'm like, and anyway, so she yelled at me, and I'm like, and she's like, you want to go see the principal? I'm like, fine, bring her in here, and we can have some tea and crackers and have a party. And she was just like, whatever, and she like went back to the desk, and I might have said some choice words, not too loud that she could hear, but all the students, my classmates around me were just like, oh my gosh, like Jake finally snapped. And then literally it felt like a movie when the bell rang. We walked out the door. I was just like walking my book bag like on one shoulder, just like walking in the middle of the hall, and everybody in my class just dispersed. They went over to their friends like, yo, guess what Jake just did? Yo, guess what he just did? Like, holy crap.
And you don't know what to feel at that moment. You're like, should I be scared? Should I be happy?
I felt glad. I'm just like, yeah,
it's one of those movie things where you're just like,
yeah,
that's it. Because the main character finally finds his power or whatever.
Because they always knew, like, they're like, they don't want me to snap. Because they always, I mean, this might sound bad, but they always thought I was that kid that would shoot up the school.
Yeah.
Which I wasn't. I was just quiet. But
you had that thought in the back of your head. Look,
this is disclosed.
Be honest, we all had that thought.
Yeah, I guess. But
have you did you ever, that cliche thing, like it's always in movies of like if you're on the football team, then you're good. You're gonna pass every classroom and get whatever you want. That's so true to me. Do you think that was true? To me, it was true.
Say that again.
Like, in high school, it's always the jocks, people who played football. They get whatever they want. Like, they fail a test, we can fix that.
Yeah, that was mostly the case.
Yeah, and that happened in high school and in college. Both of those. Now, college is I'm not gonna lie, it's fun, everything, but it's also corrupt. High school is very corrupt. Yeah. So I remember I didn't play sports for a while, and my grades did suffer. I focused on my studies more than anything, and but I remember as soon as I started playing sports, everything was different. Like, classes were more lenient on me. People were like helping me with my grades because if my grades went too low, I didn't get to play no more, or I'd be on a suspension and have to go like a few weeks or whatever without playing sports. Well, I was good at what I did. I was good at playing my sport, and they didn't want that. So I remember we took an exam.
They didn't want you being good at your sport?
No, they didn't want me to fail, so I would lose that time with the sport.
I wonder if there's like a meeting for that. Like, there's like, all right, he's playing sports. This is what you do.
My soccer coach explained it after he got fired for embezzlement. He explained to me one time I was hanging out, and he was like, yeah, we would have this little thing we went to, and I would explain that my players' scores are low. We need to fix that. And legit, they'd be like, all right.
Wow.
And legit, I can remember I had a class and I failed an exam because legit, this is a true story. They
True story,
gave
guys.
me the wrong exam times. They gave me another class's exam times.
Okay.
So whenever I got there, they were like, "You ready to take your exam?" I'm like, "Yeah." So I sat down. I studied all night for the exam. They brought the wrong exam and gave it to me.
Wow.
So I took the exam, and of course, I did well enough. I made like a 60.
They brought it up, didn't they?
So legit, I took the exam, and I was like, "What?" I'm freaking out. I'm like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I did that. I studied the wrong thing." And I was like, "Hold on, I didn't," and they didn't know that. So I went, and of course, I couldn't tell my parents. I'm like, "Oh, I just failed the exam." I couldn't tell nobody. Next day, I took the actual exam I studied for. Somehow or another, I knew I made a 60, but the next day is a 90.
Wow.
And then my soccer coach was like,
It's like,
"I got you."
gotcha, man.
And then I played that game. It was very odd. Everything very, depending on how much money you have, what sports you play, or the kind of persons you're related to, everything's handled on a silver platter. I never had that. I had to play sports to get that. And still, even playing sports, if I didn't do well enough, they just kicked me off. And I never got kicked off. So basically, if you have a good name, you can make it through high school. If you have a good name, you can make it through college too. If you have a good name, you can get the best job in the world.
Just be good at sports.
Be born great.
Be born great. Be born great with money.
Yep, and I wasn't. That's why
Yeah.
we're
White
progressing.
privilege is not a thing, at least in my life.
Me either. Shoot, I'm white. I ain't getting shit.
Yeah. Finished up my story.
I'm
After,
so sorry to interrupt you.
bro, no, it's cool. It's cool. I like your story. After that, of course, I think the next day, I got called in by a coach. Football coach, I think, or he was like a principal too. I don't know, but he came in there, and legit, I came in there like I wasn't gonna be like, oh, I'm going to be in trouble and stuff. I'm like, she disrespected me, I disrespected back. I know that's not right, but
You told the truth.
She did it first. Yeah, I told the truth, and
That's the best thing. I mean, that's anything. Tell the truth.
Yeah.
Be honest.
And he was always like mad at stuff. He's like, did you do this? And he had quoted like, did you say tea and crackers and have a party? I'm like, yes, I did. Like I was like, he's like, and so you were cheating? And I just like smiled. I'm like, no, I was not cheating. But whatever, my word against theirs. And obviously the teacher is going to be in the right because even the principal wasn't there that the sub talk about. So the following week I was there and she put me in school suspension. But first she talked to me and she's like, and she asked me like, she was like wanted to talk to me what my side of the story. I'm like, well, I'm going to tell you the story, not her side. And I'm saying, and I told her all whatever. And she's like, well, this is when, and I was respectful, I was literally just telling her the truth. That's it.
Yeah.
But then this is what she says. She's like, this is a dictatorship. And, she's basically saying like, anything I say is a no-go. Legit. I could just see like, she killed a guy and they're like, well, she said she didn't. This is a dictatorship. You can't do anything. Basically, so the teacher is always right.
No matter what.
At this school. Always, no matter what. So I told her, and then the coach that I talked to that was mad at me, he came in there and said, like, he's like, I appreciate you being, like, respectful and good and stuff to her when I was talking to her, because I wasn't being mean. I was talking like an adult.
So somebody sees that.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. They can't say nothing because that's also their job on the line. They can't go and go, this student's right. I trust him. They have to go,
Yeah.
I got to live my life.
That's why, like, I know it's, like, immature for me, like, going, like, disrespecting the sub, too. But at that point, I was just like, there's no point. Like, I shouldn't disrespect these people. They didn't do anything wrong to me. So I'm going to be respectful and tell the truth. And I feel like that probably, like...
I think that's the greatest way to handle it. I think what you did was perfect.
Well, thanks, man.
I think what you do... I mean, because nobody does that. Nobody's just, like, genuine like that.
Yeah, because I know... they've had a lot of people I know that just go in there and just start yelling and stuff at them. And I'm like, that's stupid. So, like, after that happened... I got in-school suspension, which is actually, like, the teachers just gave me my work, and I just did in class, and I got through in, like, 5-10 minutes, and I couldn't be on my phone, so I would just, like, lay my head down. And even the principal come in and be like, oh, why aren't you doing your work? I'm like, oh, I'm just waiting for time so I could do it later. She's like, okay. Like, they were all just chill after that, and I'm like, this is so stupid. And I had, like, 4 months left of senior year, too, and I'm like, I better not mess anything up. And then another thing, okay, is on senior freaking year, when we're over there rehearsing for awards and all the crap, the new principal, the new headmaster is apparently not the headmaster anymore, he legit saying, like, he's like, all right, you're not going to graduate, you're not going to do diploma if you, like, do anything and, like, pranks. And I'm like, frick, man. I'm like, should I like risk getting not getting my diploma if I just do a prank?
They can't do that because that's legal. Like, you can't say I'm not giving you your diploma because you pulled a prank. They can't do that. There's no way they can do that. Because you are paying them to do that. Yeah. You finished your education. You finished everything. You've done everything they asked. And then the night of, if they're like, oh, you pulled a prank, I'm not giving you a diploma, you can come right back and go, okay, well, I want all my money back that I paid you because this is what I'm paying my money for.
It depends on what's in the handbook.
Right. That's the thing, that handbook, though. But who writes the handbook?
And every year they would add more rules.
More.
Not less, more. I mean, I guess that's how it is. They don't take off laws.
That's how the world is, too.
Yeah.
Just always new rules to keep us in line, how other people want us to be creative.
And it makes me sometimes wonder, too, like when you see rules, like you go to a Burger King, there's a sign that says, like, don't fart on the table or something like that. It's like, okay, who's the one that, somebody had to do this for a rule to happen.
Those are the funniest rules. You ever, you can go on Google and you can search up, like, the dumbest rules or the dumbest laws.
Yeah.
And there's some of them that are so freaking weird. I think it's like in Alabama, you can't walk backwards with an ice cream cone in your back pocket. Like,
I wonder what happened for that to happen.
What the heck? There's another one, too. It's like you can't go to church with a fake mustache on disguise. It's like you will get like jail time for that or a big ticket.
Dude, legit. I hear California has the weirdest laws. What the straws? Was it the straws that like they were illegal?
Oh yeah, because it was like saving the turtle or something like that.
Was it?
That's all.
That's the dumbest thing. Then I thought it was like somebody did something.
It was kind of dumb. It was a big. It still is a trend too. It's dying down. Thank God, but it's a. It's like where you couldn't use plastic straws because they're killing the sea turtles. Man, fuck them sea turtles.
I don't care about them sea turtles.
My Coke tastes 10 times better with a plastic straw in it. But
and I could just throw them away.
And somebody even too, I can't remember who it was. I watched a YouTube video and I could be completely wrong, but he was basically debunking that to where like a straw cannot hurt a turtle.
Those metal straws. I mean.
Now let a turtle eat a metal straw. Let's see what happens.
Oh yeah, because people would throw it. Well, the metal straw, they wouldn't even get it, though.
You know what? I'm buying 2 turtles.
2 turtles?
We're going to call one of them plastic, one metal, and we're going to let one eat a plastic straw, one eat a metal straw. We'll see which one lives.
Probably the metal one, I would think, because here's the thing. They're not just going to eat a metal straw, and the metal straw, if it's in the sea, is going to drop. I would assume.
Force it down his throat. I'm going to fucking just...
With the plastic, I think they made that law, now that I think about it. I don't know. Again, this is not the factual podcast, but what I assume is a lot of people's at the beach. Yeah. They just throw their trash into the sea, and a straw comes up and hits a sea turtle. I'm like, well, just rip.
Obliterates him right there.
Yeah. just God. Just man, like, oh, man, we got to ban him. We got to ban him. These straws.
You ever watch those anime shows where it's like somebody throws something, and all of a sudden you see like the line go across the screen? It's like, and then the guy's just like...
Yeah, the memes too, where the anime memes where they legit like they use this a sword.
Yeah.
And he like they both go across each other. Yeah. And he doesn't do anything. They're just there, and he's just like... And the other guy just falls or breaks in half.
That's how I picture these turtles. They're swimming in the ocean. They're like, oh, yeah, good day. And then it's like a straw just like is bloop right in the water. And they're like, sing. Just dead right there.
Yeah. But speaking of anime, though, dude, we just watched Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, I went in blind with this.
Yes.
I've been told about it a couple times, but I went in completely blind with it. Literally just watched it like...
Yeah, right before the podcast. I'm like... You know, like, hey, we need to watch Jujutsu Kaisen, you know, because I definitely wanted him to watch it and we can talk about it. Because Jujutsu Kaisen is an anime that just came out. When this podcast comes out, there'll be 2 episodes, but right now we only watched 1. And
that's all is out right now. Yeah. It's just 1 episode.
What are your thoughts on it? Like, what do you think? I'm kind of curious.
I have to say it was a little too much at first, but
yeah,
I didn't understand a thing. But that's, I think, what's good about it is that it's a lot to take on, but they are slowly like it's keeping you in that good mystery, but it's not like the freaking like whoa, hold on. But
yeah,
it is for a
they're
second.
Not throwing so much information at you.
Yeah, it's for a second you're lost, but I think that's good. With any anime, I guess you're lost in the very beginning. But
yeah, it all depends because like you don't want like a show just to start and be like just like kind of bland, and it's just like this is this, this is this, this is that, and I'm like okay, I'm bored. Like. Mix it up.
That's very. I just thought about this. It's very odd. Like our movies, like America's, like that, like Avengers. You know, when you're gonna go see an Avengers movie, you're like action, superhero, stuff like that. Yeah. But when you say Jujutsu Kaisen, I'm like, What the?
Yeah,
the
it was like Jujutsu what?
Legit, like Boku no Pico. I'm like, oh, that's the best anime ever. And then I go watch it. I'm like, oh, that's the gay porn. Wow. See, I have no idea. The title does nothing.
Yeah.
But Jujutsu Kaisen, I don't know what that is. And then when I see it, I'm like, okay, now I'm having to play catch up, which is not bad. I kind of like that. But it was very interesting. The first few seconds, I was like, what the heck?
Oh, yeah.
But you can see they do show little tiny things that's like, I think I get it. Because at one time you can see this thing like in the ground and no one else can see it.
Yeah, you're just like, what the heck is that?
Yeah, I kept looking like, does nobody see this thing? And then I'm like, hold on, that's it. They can't see it.
Yeah.
Only certain people can. And then it's not like oh, only special bred people. It's literally if you had something happen, you can.
You saying that, it kind of like makes me think like, they did a good job explaining, because they didn't just like throw it out there like you're questioning like, okay, what is this?
Yeah.
And then you get your answer right.
Yeah.
Almost like right after. So
It's
they did a
very-
good job explaining that.
Very clean like that. They're explaining. There was also the art style, the animation for it.
Bro, the opening was so like aesthetic.
I like that a
It
lot.
looks so good.
Of course, I still give it hands down to Kimetsu for the like really good artwork, really good flow.
Yeah,
Of them.
that's like UFO Table. They're the ones that animated that. They're on another level, I would say.
But I will say this is very close.
Mappa, shout out to you. You're doing good. You're doing good stuff.
I really enjoyed it, and I will continue watching.
Awesome.
And I'm not a sub watcher.
Yeah,
But
he had
I
to
will.
watch this sub.
I
so,
watched the sub, and it's very good in sub.
Yeah,
I
would
like
say
it, and I will keep up with it. And what is it, like weekly? They come out with an episode
every week. I think every Thursday, if I'm not mistaken.
Every Thursday.
I don't quote me on that.
I'll definitely be pirating that. I mean, watching that.
What?
I mean,
Yeah.
let's cut that.
No, I got Crunchyroll for Jujutsu Kaisen, okay, and Detective Conan. But because what for me with Jujutsu, I used to read the manga. I used to read it every week, and then I'll stop it because it's that kind of thing you want to binge, and then I'll go back and binge a lot. And it's just like this is the kind of thing where it just gets so hype that you're just like, and I'm legit. If when you get really hyped or just reading a manga,
Yeah.
or just reading period, it's just like, okay, it's got to be really good, and it is. And the reason why I dropped the manga is specifically for the anime, because I was like, you know what, I'm hearing good things, and then I see the trailer come out, the preview for it, and then I finally watched the episode, and I'm just like, okay, I'm getting hyped now, because this is reminding me, like, it's like I said before, it's kind of bringing me back to my teenage age,
Yeah.
where I used to watch Bleach and all that, and I got hyped like that. Like, it's bringing it back.
This is very Bleach-esque to me. I
Yeah.
never watched Bleach. I watch a little bit of Bleach. This is very Bleach-esque.
The story, from what I've seen so far, it has similar, like Bleach-esque. It has like similar elements with it, but it's its own thing, and it's I think is gonna do better than Bleach,
It did.
as long as it's not repeat itself.
Yeah. I don't know if this is actually like true, but to me it kind of was. It kind of pulls at your heartstrings in the first episode because you see that one little thing. I don't know if I should explain that because it's kind of like a spoiler.
Let's just spoil away. The episode's already out. If you haven't watched it yet, go watch it, because we're about to spoil this anime. I mean, it's only one episode, so really we're not going to spoil much.
Spoiling.
Yeah, so let's just talk about it.
I think it opened up with him. Of course, opened it up. You know, the main character always has a different hair color. Main character is always stronger than everybody else.
Everybody's got black hair. He's got like red hair.
Yeah,
you know?
red, pink. Well, I don't
It's
know.
like that's
I'm
the main
colorblind.
character. I wonder who it is.
But they had his grandfather had passed away. Well, actually, he didn't pass away. He was in the hospital with him, and the grandfather really gave a good last words, and we didn't even know that was his last words. But he was basically saying, always have at least one person you can trust, even if it's just one.
And save one person.
Save one person, even if it's your last. Or it's like save one person if it's your last. Trust one person only if it's one. Because whenever it's your funeral, you want to be surrounded by people instead of just having one person who's forced to be there.
You want to be surrounded by people. And
and he wasn't. The grandfather was not. It was only his grandson.
Yeah. He did not want him to be like him.
Yeah.
And dude, legit, like his name was Yuji Itadori, and he, like, I love his personality. Like he's so chill. And over here, like one of the guys saying like, there's a curse, you know, and he's just like, curses. that's real, like stuff like that. Like
He's
he's so chill and legit. There's gonna be a scene. I don't think the spoil really. I mean, it happens in the manga, and I assume it's gonna be in the anime where his favorite person is Jennifer Lawrence. He's just like he loves Jennifer Lawrence. So I'm gonna be like. I'm gonna look forward to when they actually put that in the anime because it's kind of funny. But
he's not a dumb.
Yeah, he's not stupid either. Like you
He's
have
not like a Goku.
Yeah, like he's cool.
Yeah.
He's I mean he's got some cool clothes,
Yeah,
and he's freaking strong
and possessed.
And possessed. Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah. Now that's something I don't know nothing about. You probably do, but because you're ahead of me. But in that little episode, you just see he's possessed, and then you're like, what the fuck? And then it ends the episode, and you're like, what the heck?
Yeah.
And but he wasn't possessed at the beginning of the episode.
Dude, that preview for the second episode, bro.
Yeah.
I'll talk about that later. But yeah, dude, I think his name, I forget if I can remember, it's Sukuna something. But he's he has
a blindfold on, right?
No, that's Gojo.
Gojo.
Yeah, I was talking about the
like logo, but Gojo.
Gojo, yeah. I'm talking about the guy that possessed Yuji.
Oh yeah, that dude, and it's kind of out of nowhere because it kind of led you up, and you're like, yeah, he's fighting. This thing,
he's gonna be strong.
Then he eats this. It's a finger.
Yeah, I like though how you like when you watch it. That's why I like watching. Like if I've already like seen something, and then I see somebody's reaction, and you're like, he's gonna eat the finger, and like I think the first time I read that or something, I didn't think it was gonna do that.
It was a cursed finger.
Yeah, and so like just seeing that, like you already can tell. I like that when I see people can already like see what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Well, he ate that finger. And he's like, only 1 in a million. You think he's that 1 in a million that's going to get super strong because it's a poison. He even said it's poison going to kill him in seconds. He's like, it's a 1 in a million chance. But if you think about it, whenever he's saying it's a 1 in a million, he wasn't being like, oh no, he only has a 1 in a million chance. He was like, he has a 1 in a million chance. I hope he dies. Because you don't catch it at first because that 1 in a million isn't him living. It's 1 in a million of him getting possessed by.
And then he even says that like you think like when he was saying like it's going to be 1 million chance, you're like, oh shoot, like it's a 1 million chance that he's going to be like strong.
Yeah. But he's the 1 in a million.
Yeah, and it's like of course it's the anime where
he
it
was
is
the 1 in a million unlucky.
Yeah, literally the one where that was a little plot twist they did.
Yeah,
there's just like the worst one.
They wanted him to die, but he ate it, and he defeated the curse that he was fighting.
Yeah, the curses.
And next thing you know, you're like, wow, he's so strong. And he turns around and he has a different voice. And you're like...
And he has 4 eyes.
He has 4 eyes now. And he has these black tattoos on him. And he's shirtless.
Yeah, and long...
Then he talks about raping children and women. And
yeah, because apparently it's saying that he was a curse or something way back in the day. Where...
I know. It's a crossover. He's possessed by Hizuka.
By Hizuka?
Because you think about it, this is,
from Hunter x Hunter?
Yeah, Hunter x Hunter was considered back in the day, and Hizuka was a predator, and he had long fingernails, and he had weird face.
Do you want me to tell you something? The people, it's kind of way out there, but some people think the author of Jujutsu Kaisen is Togashi from that writes Hunter x Hunter. And because why they think that is because... I feel like you're gonna like this later on because it gets really detailed, and you gotta like think. And there's this kind of like I thought like at first when I like read the manga of this, I thought it was gonna be that kind of thing where it's just simple to go through, kind of like Bleach and all that. It's legit. You gotta freaking like study, like it's almost like that, which I love about Hunter x Hunter. So, but that's because with Hunter x Hunter they brought you into it, you know about it, so you want to see more. So with this, it's like I wasn't into it much already, but now since I've like basically I'm kind of like not really rewatching, but in a sense I know what sort of stuff that's going to happen, but it's been a while since I've read it anyway. Yeah. So I just want to, it's kind of like I'm almost going in blind. Like I know bits and pieces, but I forget how it went together. And that's what I'm really hyped for is because the people that animated this animated God of High School, which I talked about in the podcast before, and update on that. It sucked at the end. Like it started really good and then it just went bad because episode 3, I don't know if you know, was just out of the blue. This girl started getting married, and
what anime is this?
God of High School.
What?
Yeah, I'm just like, what is going on? What is going on?
God of High School was pretty strange. I mean, of course, the first episode was great, but after that, it was like,
yeah, a lot of people just didn't like it. But Mappa animated that.
Yeah,
animation was great. Fights were great. And then they're animating Jujutsu Kaisen.
Good.
And ready for this one? They're animating Attack on Titan final season.
No way.
Yes.
I legit bought a shirt today.
Oh yeah, check this out.
I'm actually rewatching
Attack on Titan
all the way from beginning to end of Attack on Titan because it's great. I mean, everything about it's great to me. There is really no down to that.
It's gonna be one of the best shows. It is one of the best shows of all time.
Gosh, and that's legit what I do every day is I watch more and more and more. And I learn. And the thing is when I rewatch it, I see things that were hidden. Yeah. And I try to train myself to be.
That's the best thing about it.
I want to be knowledgeable. So like when somebody's like, I wonder why Aaron did this, I'm like, I know why. I know what was going through his head. I know what he was thinking. I know why. Because there's some things people are like, oh, that was a dumb decision. It wasn't. But this new anime has a lot of promise.
Jujutsu, I'm telling you, it's and they're gonna have 24 episodes.
Yeah.
Which is good, but also it's like sometimes you thinking like, oh shoot, 24 episodes. The animation might start lacking, but it might not because, like, for instance, Attack on Titan, the animation never went down.
Yeah.
Hunter x Hunter, the animation never went down. So I'm really hoping it stays with Jujutsu because if it does, like, it might become like as big as Kimetsu.
Wow.
Hopefully. Because Kimetsu, the animation, I feel like the manga's good, but I feel like that's why it got really big because of the anime. So Jujutsu, hey, it was trending on number 1 in Japan. It was trending in the United States. So, it's definitely being talked about. And even people are so annoyed of it already. One episode, they're just like, oh, is there anything else,
I just don't want to be deprived. Like we hit those deprivation states where it's like, we get all these good animes and then we have to go this long valley of nothing. Like, I feel like I was about to go to that valley of nothing and then this pops up. And
yeah.
Whoa, hold on.
Oh yeah, because 2020 has been like everything's started getting delayed. It's like not really many good stuff out, but definitely I'm glad people are pushing stuff out at the end because I'm watching more anime this season and Jujutsu is it's definitely up there for me.
So like how every movie or everything has like their own like when you go to the task it says like it's a horror, it's this or this. Would you say that this
like
is
the task as they're sus?
It's kind of
sus,
but it's. Well, it's like Demon Slayer. That's obviously the title of that is Demon Slaying.
Yeah.
So, would this be considered like a curse slayer?
It's like I can't remember the actual, the literal translation, but it was something like sorcerer.
Because he did say sorcerer. He's like the best sorcerer. Or this guy, he's like, I'm a sorcerer, or whatever, when he's summoning dogs. But
I think they kept it because it's a lot easier just using the name. Because he even said the one of the characters that said he's from Jujutsu Corp or like company or whatever. Like they basically he's at a school where they do what they can do.
Yeah.
I don't want to go more in depth at it. I'm just, what? We should like totally just like every podcast just talk about the next episode.
I can do that.
That would be kind of cool because our first look at that, guys. You hear it here first.
I'll stay dedicated to this.
The first anime where we both watch at the same time and talk about it.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Great. I think that'd be really great. And we'd also, of course, we both have different ideas about it. Like, I'll see things and you see things, and I'm like, what? And you see things that I see. And
Here's the thing about you, dude, is I have to, like, watch the show like this, just, like, staring at it and seeing everything. You can look away for, like, 30 seconds, come back, and already know what's happening. I'm like, that's talent, because I cannot do that. I legit have to be like, wait, what happened? What happened? You're just like this. Oh, you do that though? Okay.
Yeah. But I will say this. Now, I don't know if this is any cred to anybody, or I don't know if anybody even cares I say this, but like, this is one of those animes to where I had my phone in my hand, and when it started, I was like, okay, let me just listen for anything to happen, and then legit, I had my phone down, and I was glued. I was glued. Now, every now and then I'd look at my phone, but I didn't need to.
The thing too is,
it kept me locked on,
but it was also subbed, so it's like you don't know what they're saying, so you have to
look.
Have
been watching. If it's dubbed, look at your phone all you want, but still, it's good enough for me to where I could have sat my phone down and just been glued and been completely appeased. But it was I guess it's considered a what is it called? A curse slaying movie. Like kind of like Kimetsu with demons, and they were killing a bunch of demons. This one is where they're killing
like curses.
Living. I guess the curses are manifestations like monsters.
Yeah,
and they're all different too. That's what I like. Is not every enemy is gonna be the same enemy. Like Dragon Ball, every enemy has a different fighting style, different way, but they're all literally just strong people fighting with their fist. This enemy was kind of sus.
Like legit, dude. Like one thing I liked about this the Jujutsu is the animation in this, because I don't know if you like noticed like just the scene where the dude was just running through the hall to the monster.
He turned and
it had
that
it
looked
animated so good.
And it wasn't like that. What is that called? Where it's like the 3D look. It wasn't that. It was literally the animation. It might have been.
I know they use a lot of CGI now, but they're making it look good.
That CGI, if that was CGI, that looked great.
I need to start looking behind the scenes on this stuff now. But then there was the scene where when he finally when he got possessed, Yuji, and he destroyed that curse.
Yeah.
Like, dude, bro, I'm just thinking about the opening too. The opening song, that animation in there
is great,
bro. Like here's the thing, man. And look, it's so funny too, because the opening song, usually I'm like, you get hyped by it, and you're like, oh man, this is like my jam. This is good. I don't even hear it, because I'm so like amazed by the aesthetic.
Yeah,
aestheticism, is that a word? As it is now.
It is.
But it's like, it looks so good, and like I hear a song playing, but I don't even hear it at all, because I'm just like, bro, that looks so good. And then obviously it's places in Japan, like in real places, and the episode 2 preview, it happened really quick, but
it looks pretty freaking dope,
dude. I'm telling you, man, Gojo, he's badass. Let's just say that. I can't wait for you to see more about him.
So overall, I don't know how much you know about the whole anime. I don't know if you're like already...
I'm trying to keep my mentality just for the anime, because I don't want to,
Yeah. So like, of course, some people frown on this question I'm about to ask. Some people frown on it, some people want it. But what is your overall prediction? I think we've already kind of set a little foot on prediction. Do you think this is going to skyrocket?
Oh, for the like popularity rise? Yes.
You think it's going to skyrocket?
I think so. I don't know as much as Kimetsu, but it's already like up there, and it was so popular before it was even animated. So
that's a good sign.
So now I'm like, if it keeps up, then because Kimetsu, even the anime, when it was airing, it was kind of like just there. But then once like episode 19 happened, it went up like crazy amount. So that was the big animation, amazing. So now with Jujutsu, I think it's gonna be one of the next big ones. So what do you think?
I'm honestly in the dark. I'm very in the dark with this one.
So I mean, just off your impressions off the first episode.
From the first episode, I think it could be equal.
Equal. You could think
Kimetsu. I think it could be equal or maybe a little less. But I'm just on the first episode, and that's all I know about. I hope, and I really hope it's not going to pull a
like goes downhill.
What is that? What is the series that you watched and you told me not to watch it because it ended badly?
God of High School?
No, the
Game of Thrones.
I hope it doesn't pull a Game of Thrones on us.
Yeah,
because that will piss me off.
No, the Jutsu wouldn't get me as mad if Attack on Titan, Attack on Titan, if that ends bad, I'm gonna be pissed.
That's so crazy. We're trying to praise one anime when we're like Attack on Titan. We keep going back to
bro. It's a good show.
It is.
I remember when I used to just talk about Hunter x Hunter all the time.
That literally is a filthy Frank quote. He's like, "Don't talk shit about Attack on Titan."
It's so good. But to wrap up the Jujutsu Kaisen, I'm glad you're watching it, and look forward for more talk about that. And go watch it. Go watch it now. 2 episodes out right now. Crunchyroll. Maybe some others, I don't know, but just go watch it. Do it.
Gotta watch it.
Just watch it, okay?
And it takes place in a freaking high school, like every other anime.
Yeah, every other anime, but this one does it cooler.
It does it a lot better.
Yeah, but I want to talk about today, bro. We were just walking around the mall today, and we both happened to see this big old sign that said "game," and we're like, what the heck is this? So I opened this building. Open this door. Open up the whole building, bro. It's crazy.
The whole building.
I opened up the door, and it was like dark inside. I'm like, I didn't know what it was.
It looked closed down.
Yeah.
Or it looked like it hadn't been built yet.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay. And I wasn't sure to go in. I just like opened it up and about to close it. But then I was like, we're both like, all right, fine, let's go in. And once we went in, dude, I turned to the left. There's freaking computers everywhere.
PCs.
Yeah.
Galore.
And they have like Xboxes there. And then I found out they had VR. And I'm like, what is this place?
Yeah.
Because this is like the mall we always go to. And I'm like, I never knew this was here. And legit, dude, like I wasn't. We did not plan on doing anything, and I'm just like, you know what? Let me try VR.
Yeah, I had yeah, you even taught me into doing the VR because you started doing it. And I was like, I gotta do it now. And I mean, I've played a little bit of VR. We both have played a little bit, but that kind of was a lot better than the PlayStation.
Was that the Oculus that we did?
That was the Vive.
I never heard of the Vive.
It's pretty cool. I will say it's better than PlayStation's. It's 100 times better than PlayStation's. And even after doing that, I'm now set on wanting a VR set because they're really nice.
Dude, legit. Like I played a horror game, and basically, to clarify what this place was, it's basically like a gaming place, I would say, because there's like a lot of kids and they're playing like gaming PCs. Yeah. But basically, we were on this VR and we picked the same game, some horror game. What was it called? Do you remember?
Yeah, I can't remember what the name of it was, but it was kind of like a deal or special because they said since it's Halloween month, if you play a horror game, we take some money off. Of course, I've never been here, so I'm like, okay, we'll try that. I don't remember the name of the thing, but it was like, I mean, the game itself was...
Yeah, it was kind of mediocre, but I was more amazed at just the VR because I never do it much. Yeah, because I was just like, I was gripping and I'm like, I could see my hands. Yeah. And I mean, like I was just like grabbing things and...
It took me a second to get my feet because I was standing there with my... Like, how you normally stand with your feet together, just stand there, and then I had to actually space my feet out because I was sitting there leaning. I couldn't get my depth perception to work too well because I couldn't tell. Like, in the game, of course, I'd stick my hand out, and I'm, like, a mile away from the door. And I'm like, oh, crap, let me walk forward some more. But I started getting that, but I couldn't feel my feet. And I was like, so there, in real life, I'm doing this, and I'm like, oh, crap, I'm getting dizzy.
Oh, yeah. Yours was worse than mine, because I usually get, like, car sick and just, like, I'm bad at that crap. And so at first, it was a little like that, but afterwards, I was Gucci.
Yeah.
Gucci Mane. And legit, I think... I was so amazed at the VR, and it was a horror game, so you're like it's trying to scare you with jump scares and everything. And I was more amazed at just the seeing everything. Like it was like, oh wow, like it's kind of realistic. But I was like, just in case, like because they even put like with the VRs they put like the sound and stuff and like little latches or something, and they bring it down to your ears.
Yeah, they lock your ears down to it.
Yeah, there was the guy that went to you. I don't know if it's the same guy, but they tried to scare us.
They kept going like, boo.
Yeah, I was going downstairs in the game, and the guy just comes up right behind me. He's like, it's all quiet. I'm not saying anything. He just comes right behind me. And he's just like, you sure want to go down those stairs? And I'm like, I legit don't say anything, and I'm just like, that's not funny. And he just laughs and walks away. But I was legit like trying to make sure, like I'm like, all right, this is a game. you know, like make sure this is a game, because the thing too is like when they say it's a horror and I'm in this, I'm like, oh crap, I might actually get scared. And really, I wasn't scared like for my life, like fear. Yeah. But it was just like it was that kind of like stuff that just jumps out. You're like, ah.
Yeah.
But I even didn't make any sound. I'm just like this. Like I just move like Joe.
I have a lot more. I mean, I don't really get scared during like those of course, those were cheesy. I don't get scared during cheesy ones. I was kind of laughing at everything.
Yeah, I did not hear you at all. All I heard you was just like literally after the game. You're like, well, that was fun, or like that was something or something.
I was like, that was alright.
Yeah.
But it was a good game to get your VR questions answered, because I will say it was horror, but it was also teaching me how to walk, teaching me how to look around, teaching me how to grab things. And it's different. Like, of course, you're not pressing the trigger button on the thing to grab. There's actually these little pressure pads that you squeeze on mine, and that's what you squeezed your hand with. And it was really different. I can remember during the game, I kind of lost like where I was on the whole, like that was my first time ever using those kind.
Oh yeah.
And I sat there and I kept pressing the trigger buttons, and I was like, why can I not grab the door?
Oh yeah, you had to hit the buttons at the bottom.
Yeah, on the little pressure things that were like.
Yeah, I was legit like, what the heck? I'm like, oh yeah, but I was
almost messed up.
Doing what?
Because I don't know what it was, but I was walking, and then of course I'd turn my body like this, and I'd turn, but I was going somewhere and I couldn't go forward, so I like started walking in real life, and I was like, oh, hold on, I can't do that. So glad they had the little barrier in the VR headset where it shows the blue lines, because it lets you know that you're getting close. I mean, because
I definitely like that, because I started grabbing like all these plates and boxes and the rats and everything, and I couldn't. But legit, dude, even like some of it, they even like you know it's fake, but some of it, like since it's all surrounded you, it feels real.
It does. Makes you feel real. It makes you feel real.
And real.
Dang.
And they have all like cockroaches on the ground moving and stuff. It's like they try to give you that really horror element. And legit, like I don't know if the people working there could see my screen, or I guess they could if they knew I was on like stairs. But there was like this horror, like I couldn't move in the game, and there's this girl just right there. I don't know if you probably got that far, yeah. And she was just there, and then the lights went out, and she got closer. And legit, when that happened and stuff, I'm like, I could watch, but I'm just like this looking down. I'm just like, you know.
I got to that part, and I messed up because they had a crucifix on the table that you picked up. And
yeah, I'm like, this is the game I got.
Yeah, I
hate
looked
this
at
kind
it,
of stuff.
And I was like, oh, I got to pick up that crucifix. So
Yeah.
I picked it up, and all of a sudden the lights went out, and the girl started walking to me, so I started holding up the crucifix, and I was like, it's not doing nothing. Maybe I need to press the button. I started pressing the button, and I dropped it.
I dropped it too, dude.
I was like, oh.
So I was like, wait, I got to pick it up.
Yeah, I wasn't stressing. I kept looking at it. She's like, oh, she's far away. So I leaned down, I started grabbing it, and I smashed my hand on the ground. I'm like, oh. And I was like, wait.
Wait, you're like in real life?
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get low enough. The tracking, I guess, wasn't good enough. I couldn't pick it up, and I was like, oh, I guess I'm going to die. So I just looked at her, and like, I thought I could do a middle finger, and the thing, so I just kept.
I was doing the same
like,
thing.
I
was just like, yeah. Or my hand was like,
yeah. I was sitting there doing that to her, like,
Yeah.
come on. And then she got close. She was like, boo. And I'm like, I just started like stroking her face. I heard them laughing.
oh, you got that close?
Yeah.
Oh, the guys were laughing in the back?
I could hear them laughing at me.
Dang, you were they were probably having more fun with you. Me, I was so boring because I was just like casually just like, oh, look at that, a vase. Oh, look.
You know, you have to think about it. They put you in this square box, and you would think like nobody needs to be in there with you. Because, like, what if I was scared? Because he did come up to me one time, and he was like, boo. And he touched my arm. I was like, boo. Oh, yeah. And, like, what if I would just went, like, like, what if I would have just hit them?
Oh, man.
Like, what if I would have broke that thing hitting across his face?
The thing is, too, we signed waivers. We had to sign waivers for this.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, like, what's it if it's the thing, like, we get sued because we punched the worker? I'm like, I didn't read the terms and conditions.
Because I'm honestly the guy, if I get scared enough, I'll start getting spastic. Like, I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Like, if he would have grabbed me, I would have been like, I would like flung both hands around and been like, stop.
VR is really nice, and if I had the opportunity to get one, I would. But with horror games, I don't know if I would. I think I'm more amazed at just what you can do because I love watching movies in VR. I did that one time. It hurts your eyes, but it's so cool.
I do want to get a VR set. I've heard people talk about the Oculus Quest, and I think there's Oculus Quest 2. And it doesn't need a system. It's all what you put on is the entire. You don't need a PC. You don't need nothing. You just put that on.
How many times did you play VR?
I played it at the one who shall not be named's house. That I fucking hate.
Oh, I guess I can't say the name now.
Nathan's house. That fucking bitch ass. But we played it at
Nathan's cool, guys. Don't worry.
We played it at his house. We played the PlayStation one. I didn't like
Outlast is what I played. I got kind of scared of that though. I like threw it off. I'm like, ah.
Yeah. I didn't like that one. The headset didn't work right. It didn't fit right. Audio was terrible. The controllers were terrible to me.
Just sounds like negativity over here, man.
Look, it's just because I hate Nathan. But honestly, I did rate the system. The system
you
that he
raped it?
Maybe.
Oh.
No, I didn't rape it. But I rate the PlayStation. He played it on PlayStation, and I didn't like the PlayStation's virtual reality. I have to say that was a big no for me. But the Vive, 100 times better than PlayStation. 100 times.
It was really good. The thing though is, would you have to go in there every time and pay $10 for 15 minutes?
That's what I'm thinking because we paid $10
for a special though, because it was like a horror game. If you could last,
honestly, if I was going to go back there, it's going to go back to test that VR again to see if I want to buy that.
Yes,
but
because
PCs and stuff, I probably won't go back.
I might just try it out. Like that's like I was telling you earlier, it would be cool if they had like more stuff in there to do. Like they had snacks or like a lounge you can chill and read manga and all that. That would be like, I'm like, yo, this is like my new hangout
gamer's
place.
haven, yeah.
Yeah, basically. And I'm not a gamer. I play Among Us and Animal Crossing. So I'm not, but I'm waiting for Cyberpunk, bro.
I am waiting on that.
What? Next month, bro. Next month. Dude, it's going to be hype.
It's next month, and I haven't pre-ordered my freaking Xbox yet.
Bro, you need to get on that.
Oh, I'll keep forgetting. But anyway.
I'm going to get it for PlayStation.
I'm getting it for Xbox.
But before this, we went to the flea market again. So if you've seen our video where we went to the flea market and got to see some really weird crap, and some antique stuff.
Yeah.
We went again. Little stuff changed up. There, we went to this one place. I don't know. Were you just looking at knives?
Yeah, I love knives. I kind of like collecting them.
Okay.
Kind of like, it's not like a hardcore collection, but if I see one, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
whatever.
I mean, I feel like that's a guy thing.
Yeah,
Really cool knife.
Just
Let
like
me check it out.
thing. So I was looking at them, and then randomly, I kind of got caught up in a conversation, and it wasn't even my conversation. It's this man and this young guy, and somehow I'm standing there, and he looks at me, and I kind of got drugged into the conversation, but I wasn't mad at it. And
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad he did, because I learned a lot.
He was so passionate about what he does.
And that's it. If he was just trying to sell me something, whatever. Yeah. But he literally went in depth, and he was so excited about what he was doing.
I want to shout out this guy too. He calls himself the Knife Guy.
The Knife Guy.
John Smith. I feel like that's an alias.
He's very, very knowledgeable. He's probably the most knowledgeable guy. Because he does, now I don't want to butcher this as bad, but he does medieval reenactments.
Yeah.
Like, his wife actually jousts with real horses,
Yeah.
real pole, everything. He's the kind of guy, his wife is the jouster, whatever if that's how you say it. He is the kind of guy who puts on the full armor and gets in a ring and fights with people with weapons. And, legit, he was telling us the weight of all his armor. Like, overall, he's like 400 pounds whenever he hits all his armor on. It's like 140 something degrees inside there when it's hot outside. I'd say 140. It's like 100.
He said if it's 85 out, it's like it's like 95 or almost 100 in his so then he weighs around like 200 and something, and so putting the weight on, he's almost like 400 pounds.
And he was a very great guy. Like,
oh yeah,
everything he said was genuine.
Dude, the stuff he was like, literally, I was listening when I first like walked in, and he was like saying stuff. I wish I had it recorded, but he was saying stuff so fast, like the auctioneers where they auction off, the cows and stuff. He was like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, this dude's had like, I don't know, he's like practicing a lot.
He was literally telling us his whole entire inventory, word for word. He was like, this knife, this knife, this knife, this knife. If you don't like that, it's boom, 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 boom. And then if you don't have it here, this guy can make it. He can make boom, 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 boom. And I'm like sitting there, and I'm in a daze.
I'm like,
yeah, I mean, dude, Rap God, he overdid Rap God.
Bro, he probably overdid Godzilla.
Godzilla, done.
Yeah.
But that's it. He's so passionate that he knows. And he's not doing it because I'm trying to sell you this. He's doing it because I want to give you what I know.
I wasn't expecting that either. Oh, we got some crap there too. Hold on. Well, just gonna promptly.
I like how we set the exact same way at the exact same time.
Yo, we got like one of these little canes. But for the video people, check this out. Oh.
Now these are obviously like,
we got little swords.
Yeah.
Little knife swords.
And they weren't super expensive, and they're metal. They're real. And
yeah, little. I mean, you could definitely kill somebody with this, but it's not really that. I mean, well, it's a little sharp.
Yeah,
but it's not like that sharp as a normal would. But basically, for the audio only listeners, we have a cane. One of those old-fashioned canes where somebody's about to freaking rob you or something. You open up the little top part and it just comes out as like a little miniature sword. Yeah, basically. But well, I thought this was cool. And when he was talking to us and like he was definitely passionate about what he was saying, I'm like, yo, I gotta buy something from him. So a little $30 spent. Well done.
I would all say. Metal. Like, it's real. All this is real metal. Even the sheath is metal too. It's a thin. Everything's real. Yeah. And that's what it was that sold me, is how passionate he was, and he was honest. And he was like, these are fun. These are great. And he wasn't like, oh, you gotta buy this. You got a low price. He wouldn't even be like that. He was like, he's like, I like.
I had to ask him how much it was. He's like, oh, $30.
Yeah. And I can remember like saying something like, oh wow, that's really cool. That's really cool. And I was just trying to like get through the conversation, and he started getting passionate. I'm like, keep talking. It's like, please keep talking. I'm so entertained.
I know. I felt like I wasn't. My mind wasn't there because we were both starving.
Yeah.
I wish we ate and then went. And I probably would have been listening to him more. But I was just like, like in my head, I'm like, I appreciate it. Like I really do. But at the time, I just wanted to buy this because my mind just was not there.
What really impressed me too is whenever you go to a store and like you're gonna buy something, but on the wall they have all like the really cool stuff that's fake. They're like, I'd love to get that. And he's like, oh, you can't.
Yeah.
He literally said, he's like, whatever you see, I can get it for you. He had a giant fucking sword.
Bro, that was huge.
And it was, I don't know the correct name. There's somebody out there that's like, this kind of sword. And it's a big, it has a big hilt, it has a huge handle, and it's smooth, it's straight right here, but then right here it curves like that. And it's huge. And he even showed us how to use it. He even said he used that sword in his matches. And he said he's a champ. And he said he actually has another championship coming up soon. And I'm rooting for this guy. I'm rooting for. I want to go. And
that would be a sight to see.
He even showed us that he uses this, and it's sharp. He said it was sharp. And he's like, here, hold it. And he's not like, oh, hold it because you'll know it's real. He's like, hold it. He's like, you got to see this. He's so excited to show us.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised. He was just like, let us hold it, check it around. And
yeah.
He had claws that were like the Wolverine. And he was
cool.
telling us, like, all this is like, like aesthetic, like antique, and like he doesn't care about the fantasy crap. Like, this is actually like real stuff from the past. And these claws, like, they had it before people had armor. These like claws, like he would freaking bring the swords and stuff right up to our faces. Yeah, and I like,
kind of got scared.
I was like, this guy can kill me right now.
He legit pulled this out, and it was literally, I think it was actually yours he had, and he's like, I love yours, and I got the eagle because they didn't have any more of that one. But he literally pulls the knife out, and he's like, yeah, this thing's so bright, it's so shiny, and it's not, and I'm like,
put that away,
I'm like, oh, yeah. And then he was showing Jake. The moves with it, and whenever he swung it around, it came right past my face, and I was like,
oh, shoot.
I legit got scared.
He had the claws, too, and he was just like, yeah, just like 4 inches, you can get it right here, and just go, it'll go right through. Yeah. And he had a U.S. Army, or whatever, Air Force, or something like that, hat.
I can't remember what it was.
It was something in the military.
Yeah.
In a sense.
He's also in the military, which is great.
Yeah, so obviously I'm like, okay, this guy, he can kill me in 2 seconds if he wanted, but, honestly, that was the experience. I enjoyed that. I
really did, and that's what's so great is you can find good things in hidden areas.
Yeah.
It's just like going to like a dirt cheap or something. You can find hidden gems, and he was definitely the hidden gem of that day.
I feel like the best times really are the spontaneous times where you don't plan it, because that's the best thing I would say. If people, you probably already know this, but in case if you don't, the best thing in my opinion is make a plan. But, just say, hey, let's go do this. And then after that, just, do whatever you want. Yeah. Just go with the flow.
Yeah, be spontaneous. Yeah. Definitely spontaneous.
Yeah, that's the best thing. But, we've definitely passed the hour mark. So, I think it's best time to wrap it up now. What do you say?
It's about time, I guess so.
Yeah, so, final thoughts, I would say kids or, older kids, go to school for the experience. Steal your parents' money or just get a loan or go rob a bank. Watch Jujutsu Kaisen. Always be spontaneous and just have a good life, I would say.
Be a good life. Have a good life. Be a good life.
Be a good life.
Be a good life.
It's getting late.
It's getting late. Have a good life. Watch Jujutsu Kaisen. Kids, play with knives.
Yes.
Because they can get you somewhere and you can have fun doing it.
You're like jail.
You know what? Just keep progressing, people, because that's all we can do.
See you guys next time. Bye.
危ねえんだよ。最近までパンピーだったやつに言われたくないわよ。さっさと行け。今日ずっとお前の情緒がわかんねえんだけど。だからモテないのよ。なんで俺がモテねえって知ってんの？てめえは言うほどモテんのかよ。クソが。